Hey nerds, welcome to another episode of Cubbie Chats. And this is going to be a good one because we are recasting the cast of Stranger Things with 80s actors. And of course, I'm Cubbie, the Stranger Things guy, and I'm here with professional yapper, emphasis on the yapper, HannahSarah.
Heavily. Hello, nerds. So excited to be with you guys today. And we have a really awesome guest with us. Please welcome Chris. Introduce yourself. Tell us all the fun things about you.
Yeah, it's good to be here. My name's Chris. You might know me as Filmstocked on like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I cover all sorts of movie and TV related media, but Stranger Things definitely has my heart, and I dedicate a bunch of my content to that show. So, love me some Stranger Things, and I love the idea. When you had messaged me about it, I was like, "This is my jam."
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
Yes.
I did want to ask you, what is it about Stranger Things that immediately hooked you? What got your attention? And have you been watching since 2016 when it aired?
Yeah, so I started watching it like the week it dropped on Netflix back in 2016. I was a lot younger than I feel than you two. Not like but the age score. I was in
Yeah.
I was in the summer going into my junior year of high school, and so
Wow.
I saw like the trailer on Netflix. I was like, I got to check this out. And then as I watched the show, like I had already loved Spielberg movies, and it just felt like such an homage to him that it really resonated with me. And I felt a connection to like some of the older characters on the show, like the Nancy, Steve, Jonathan's, that age group, because it was like around my age in real life the time I watched the show.
Yeah.
And so all of that just played a role in falling in love with it. It was unique, felt really fresh at the time because we hadn't really gotten anything that was like playing into the 80s nostalgia too much. And so everything, it just fired on all cylinders, and I ended up falling in love with the show.
Yeah, it's definitely like a perfect mix, honestly. Like the Duffers did a really great job because it is a thriller. It is horror, especially these later seasons. It's very much they pay homage to a bunch of 80s horror flicks, but it's also got comedy and romance, and it's like adventure. It's the perfect blend of like almost all the genres. It's so great.
I've always said that it's just Goonies to me. It's very
Mm-hmm.
that, and I loved growing up on Goonies. And so having this type of show in this time period was like, yes, like it felt, like you said, refreshing to have this type of feel and stepping into that nostalgic 80s vibe again. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I still need to watch that.
Goonies?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I feel like that's going to be referenced a lot later on.
Yeah, I'm just like, and you're not going to know maybe some of these actors I picked.
Subtle foreshadowing here.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a favorite season?
I do, yeah. So it's gone back and forth between two of them forever, but on my last rewatch, a new one kind of rose back to the top for me, and my outright favorite is season 3. I would say, I love the summer vibes, everything about it. It's the most rewatchable, that maybe the most fun season to me, and it's like my favorite Hopper season, maybe my favorite Steve season. So I kind of. I love that one. 4 is right there with it, but I give the edge to 3 right now.
I love that.
Nobody's got to ask me. It's 3 for me every time.
Yes.
Like the Tom and Bruce monster, so scary. Nancy and Jonathan fighting them in the hospital, so good. 11 versus Billy in the sauna, so good. Dustin and Susie singing, come on. Like it's just like it's really like, I'm going to say every time, it's the best season.
It's a blast. And honestly, at the end of, I think, the 6th episode, I want to say, which I think is called E Pluribus Unum, it's either that or Ep 7, the one where like Billy confronts 11, that scene has been recontextualized after season 4, like as we kind of know Vecna's like speaking through him. I think that's just such a brilliant scene. And the music they use too, it gives me chills every time.
So good. Oh, I can see it in my head right now.
Yeah.
When he's like, all this time we've been building it for you. So good.
Oh man.
I want those posters to kind of come back, like the moving characters, like those type of visuals. I want that again. I really enjoyed the poster like move. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like how the characters were moving in the character posters.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh,
I really like those. I want them to do that again. I thought those were fun. And just
go all out for the final season. I'm here for it.
Oh, please.
I hope so. Speaking of the final season, do you have Like, what's your best guess? What are some running theories that you've got for 5?
I mean, there's so many that have been, going on for years now. I guess 1,000 days ago today, when we're recording this, is when Stranger Things 4 premiered, which is nuts.
Damn.
I know. I saw that on Twitter. I was like, that can't be true. And I went to
that's
this.
not right. I
Is
pull
that
up my
right?
phone. Like, who's lying?
Fact check us.
Yeah,
That's
it was
crazy.
It sounds nuts to say. But I went to like this day calculator and it was like, sure enough. So that's nuts.
Dang.
But yeah.
Insane.
Craziness. But in terms of like theories, one I've had, there's so many, but I have a feeling, and it's tough to really pin it to one. I just have a feeling that either 11 or Hopper is probably going to die. Like one of those two. And it's tough because with Hopper, he already died. They faked us out, and he came back. And so to actually off him, would that feel wrong? I kind of think so. But at the same time, if 11 goes, then he's like losing another daughter. So I think it's going to be messed up either way.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I don't want him to lose another daughter.
No, I don't either, man.
I made a video of that. I'm like, so what if like 11 has to die and he loses another daughter? I was like, oh, this makes me sick. Like, don't do that. I feel like yeah.
But honestly, you can't really, I mean, the Devers can do whatever they want. But in my opinion, you can't really kill off Hoppers once you've just established Jopper.
Yeah.
Like, we just barely got that in 4. So unless we get like heavy Jopper episodes and then they kill him in the end, then maybe it would make sense. But I'm like,
no,
we waited so long for that. They've been hinting at that forever.
Now, and I need them to get engaged. End of story.
Yeah, they gotta have that date at end.
I know the breadsticks.
Oh man, when he was describing it in 4, like season 4, the breadsticks, I started salivating. I was like, I would go to town on some endless bread and salad right now.
Yeah.
That restaurant is actually really nice.
I need to go there.
Dominique's.
Yeah, it's in Lawrenceville, Georgia, I think. Which is in that's like right where I grew up. Which is crazy.
Oh, really?
Like I grew up in that county in Georgia, and so like my home address was in Lawrenceville back in the day, not anymore. But that's like I think the city that Dominique's Italian restaurant is in.
Wow. Yeah, I think it's, if I remember correctly, when I went to Starcourt in Gwinnett.
Yeah.
I think it's fairly close to there, right?
Yeah, it is. That's Gwinnett County is like my home county. So it's crazy that they filmed so much of Stranger Things and other shows like Cobra Kai, like right in my backyard, essentially. But yeah,
Cobra Kai was there too?
Yeah, Cobra Kai is all in Gwinnett County and in Atlanta as well.
Everything's in Georgia.
Oh, I didn't know that. Dude, Atlanta really is the new Hollywood.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Dang. That's crazy.
That's cool.
Okay, well, I just learned something. I had no clue that Cobra Kai was in Atlanta.
Yeah, like a lot of the exterior locations. I think they do a lot of stuff in studio elsewhere, but a lot of like the iconic, like the dojo, Cobra Kai dojo in the show is Atlanta.
Anyways, okay, let's get to this casting. All right. I'm going to say it again. We're recasting the cast of Stranger Things with 80s actors. We've all got our lists. I'm going to say that one of these we're all going to match.
Yeah, and I'm very curious which one.
Could be absolutely wrong, but at least one of these I think we're going to match. All right.
I agree.
I'll be surprised.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if we didn't.
There's options, but I feel like not many to like match up. I don't know.
Right?
But we'll see.
Okay. We're going to start with kind of maybe the leader of the party, Mike Wheeler. Who y'all got?
Who do you want to go first?
Yeah, who wants to take the lead on this one?
I'll go first.
Go Hannah.
Okay. I picked River Phoenix, which RIP. I love him so much. I was introduced to him watching The Explorers, and I fell in love with that movie. And I don't know. He would just give those good vibes in that role for me. And I love to see River in that type of like, yeah. So that's who I picked.
Oh, Chris.
River Phoenix, the young Indiana Jones. Gotta love it. Honestly, I won't spoil anything, but he could be on my list else for another character later on. So we'll see.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we're doing Mike, correct? I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
Yep.
For Mike, I have Henry Thomas, who plays Elliot in E.T.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil it either.
We're about to just have the same people, aren't we?
It's just gonna be a rotate. We're all just
That's
rotating
hilarious.
actors here.
Wait, I love this so much.
That's great.
I love that though.
I feel like honestly, I believe that he is sort of, Mike himself is kind of inspired by this character, Elliot from E.T., and definitely there's a lot of E.T. inspo in Stranger Things. And whenever I rewatch that movie, I'm like, this feels so Stranger Things, and like, obviously not romantically, but like that character and E.T. have that relationship, kind of like Eleven and Mike. So I felt like it was meant to be.
That's a good one. That really is.
Change answer. Just kidding.
Did
you? Oh my! Well, I'm done.
Only because when I was doing this, I know Stand By Me was like very, very much like the influence for one.
Yeah.
And I just feel like River was kind of the leader of that pack at the time. In the same way Mike is in Stranger Things. So that was like the first person who came to my mind.
Well, I'm going to keep a tally.
Well, there we go.
That's one. That's fun.
All right. Up next, Will Byers, our Pookie Will Byers.
I'm not going for
You want to start us off, Chris?
Yeah, I'll start. So we're probably going to have this person for other people as well. But for Will, I went with Corey Feldman, who is from...
That's a good one. Oh, great.
This is just going to be the cast of Stand By Me and Goonies, isn't it?
Literally, E.T., Goonies, it's all the same one.
I went with him just because he can play like sort of like a lovable, innocent kid, and I feel like that's what Will is, especially in the early seasons. And Corey Feldman, mainly like Stand By Me, I think is the inspiration here for why I chose him for Will. But I also could have picked him for one of the other kids that might be next. Yeah. So it's like it was a toss up for a lot of these.
Corey Feldman's great.
Yeah,
he's great.
HannahSarah.
For Will, I picked Henry Thomas.
Oh, there we go.
So I think River and Henry would be a great combo of either or, but yeah, he's just that lovable, like tender kid, and just I felt like he could really step into Will's character and really give an incredible performance of those notes of being incredibly like scared and
yeah.
So that's what I wrote.
I picked Neil Patrick Harris.
Okay,
that's a good one.
And that's that. That's all literally when I was like, what 80s actor kind of resembles. I can't even think of the name now, but I've only seen a few episodes of the television show.
I think, is it Doogie Howser? That old
there it is. I was going to say Dr. Hauser, but that didn't sound right. Doogie Howser. But yeah, I think he could pull it off.
What a career he's had. I mean, going from that like kid actor to Barney and How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Longevity.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I'm going to be honest. I don't feel like y'all were feeling that one.
Yeah, was all right. Yeah.
It was a little out of left field.
I know. I was like, oh, great choice. Anyway.
It's just because I think of him as Barney. My girlfriend's rewatching How I Met Your Mother, and I'm like, this dude.
This type of role for him.
No.
But
see, I haven't seen How I Met Your Mother, but when I think of Neil Patrick Harris, I think of magic. It's stupid. He's got his own like magician playing cards. Didn't know that. Then he's got a book about being a magician, a children's novel. Like, I think he's got a couple books out under that. But I think of him as magician before I think actor.
I had no idea he was into magic.
Heavily into magic.
That's sick.
There you go.
All right. What do we got for Dusty Bun? Mr. Dustin Henderson.
You go first.
This is kind of keeping it in the family. I have Sean Astin.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
Bob
Newby. I
like
thought
that.
about that. Yeah.
But I just think facial expressions pretty identical.
Perfect.
Especially Sean when he's younger, and so yeah, I'm going Sean.
Goonies era Sean Astin.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see it. I can go next for mine.
Yeah.
Go.
I feel like this one is unexpected, but I'm here for it, and I'm basing it off of like two performances. So I went with, actually for Dustin, Ke Huy Quan, who plays Short Round
Oh,
and who is in the Goonies. But I feel like he just brings that energy that Dustin has, like that hyperness. You know what I'm talking about? And I think he could just crush it. He's also lovable, which I think Dustin has to be. And he could play like the nerdy side really well.
Yes,
so I just was like,
yeah,
Short Round could do this. Bring it on.
that's a great one.
Good. Well, we can just move on then from that.
What do you got?
Let's hear it.
I did go with Corey Feldman for this. I do just adore his character in Goonies and felt like he could bring out a fun Dustin side for that, because I do love Dustin, and Corey's character is one of my favorites in Goonies. So I did have to go with that. Told you, Goonies all around.
Yeah, just gonna say it again. Corey Feldman, like, versatile. This guy, the comedy. He was in I can't remember which one, but he was in Friday the 13th too, and that was good. Goonies. So he's a well-rounded.
Perfection. But anyway.
All right. Lucas Sinclair.
Ooh.
Pressure's on.
I know. Oh, okay, I'll go first. I picked Brandon Adams, which I know him best from Sandlot, and I don't really have a lot to go off of, but just his younger self during that time, I was like, it screams just a fun Lucas vibe for me. So
that's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. Honestly, confession time. Someone else, I think it was maybe before we aired, said they hadn't seen a movie, and I have not seen fully The Sandlot. I've seen clips, but I've never fully sat down and watched it, which people like bash me. They're like, what? And I know it's probably like an un-American thing to say.
Yeah.
But, it is what
Are you one of them commies?
Hey, I've been called one before for not liking movies, so it wouldn't be the first.
That's good.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to rub it in, but not fully completing The Sandlot, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's shameful. I'll admit it. I wear it.
You wear that, Brad.
You have to watch it after this.
Yeah. I feel like it's a 4th of July or summer movie. That's what people tell me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't watch it right now.
Yeah. Too cold.
But, yeah.
But my kids have it on repeat.
Do they?
Yes. One of my kids is obsessed baseball. He's named after him. For Lucas, I have Bumper Robinson. He was in the Jeffersons, Webster, and he's a voice actor in the Flintstones. I think he's perfect.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Flintstones is a classic.
Yeah.
Classic cartoon.
Yeah. Chef Kiss. I like that one.
So, for Lucas, I kind of cheated, but technically the project it started in the 80s. So it's technically 80s. I picked Darius McRae, who plays Eddie in Family Matters.
Yes.
And I feel like he would just be perfect in the role. I was looking through like 80s TV shows and Family Matters. I was like, boom.
Mm-hmm.
And I rewatched some of that, a couple seasons, I'd say in the fall. And I was like, this guy reminds me a lot of Lucas, and so I think that would be my pick.
I
like that one.
His was kind of hard for me. I was struggling a little bit with his to pick, but solid options.
Yeah, I like these. Okay.
Do you want to finish the kids off and go? Well, we have 11 and Max. Why don't we do 11?
Let's do 11.
Okay, I'll go first. Sure, why not? I picked Carrie Henn. Is that how you say it? From Aliens. I just immediately saw her and was like, this is perfect. Alongside Sigourney Weaver. She just fits into this type of role. And I'm like, no one else. I mean, sure. Other people, yeah. But for me in my head, I'm like, yes. So
that is such a fantastic pick that I'm going to just change mine in the middle. Like, I'll tell you what I had, but that's what it should be in my opinion.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a really good one.
Really good.
We're done now? Okay.
Yeah. I don't even want to share mine anymore because mine seems so stupid right now.
You have to share now.
Chris, what did you have?
This is the last one that I filled out. I was like, I have no clue what to do with this. And so I was like, I'll just put Drew Barrymore because I know she's also OT. I was like, this couldn't hurt. Why not?
No lie.
But that is such a better pick.
I had her though. I was texting our friend. I was just like, she is really hard to pick. I'm like, what character like fits this? And I did have Drew as an option too.
Me
so
too.
It's not bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
enough.
Mine is like very on the nose because it's very much already been said. But like a young Winona Ryder Millie looks just like her.
Yeah.
I would have thrown Winona back in this world.
Like, here you go.
Yep, welcome back.
You both technically got people from the Alien franchise, I just realized, because she's in, I think, the fourth one, Resurrection.
Yeah, that is true.
So, yeah.
There you go.
That was a really good pick.
Slay. I haven't
I
been tallying.
didn't want to share the rest of mine because I'm like,
Don't be lame.
so stupid. All right.
Okay, let's go Max then. Finish out the kids.
Maxine Mayfield.
Maxine.
I put Julia Roberts.
Okay.
And I will tell y'all why. I have been on a Julia Roberts kick for some reason. Barely just watched Erin Brockovich for the first time.
I've never fully seen that one either.
I don't think I've seen
Oh
that.
my God.
Yeah.
How do we disconnect Chris from this?
Just boot me out.
End.
And honestly, the way she played Erin Brockovich, it's like Max Mayfield. So that was like the first person who popped into my head.
I like.
Valid.
Is it just because she has sometimes red hair?
That too. That too.
Who had
Yes,
red
it
hair
is.
in the 80s?
80s actresses with red hair.
See, you say that, and that's the reason I just picked my Max.
Y'all got Molly Ringwald.
Yes.
I didn't
That's who I
think
have.
that. I was going to nitpick it.
I picked
So-
Molly Ringwald. I was like, why not?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Obviously, The Breakfast Club and other projects. But I was
Solid
like,
choice.
why not? The red hair.
Yeah. I
Yep.
want someone with not red hair. I'm like, just dye it. I picked Alyssa Milano, who's best known in Charmed, which I thought she was so cute. Look, she's cute.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. I didn't really have any other reason. I'm like, okay, I'm going to pick someone not red hair. But Molly was on my list. But whatever.
She was
I'm the
also on my
basic one this
list.
time.
She was also on my list.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Do you guys want to go adult kids next or the adults?
Adult kids, maybe?
Yeah, I'm good with that. Like in order of age.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Nancy Wheeler,
Woo-woo.
my favorite, number one Nancy stan here.
Yeah, I can take the lead on this one, honestly.
Go for it.
I will say that the most difficult of the three for me was the young kids. I don't know. It was like it got difficult as we got to like 11 and Max specifically for me. This got a little easier. For Nancy, I went with Carrie Fisher, mainly because of like Princess Leia. I feel like Nancy is like the it girl of Hawkins, and like Princess Leia, like no nonsense, like, you know, stick it to the man. That's kind of what I thought. And I was like, I feel like Carrie Fisher would crush it, especially like the way that she banters with Han in like Empire specifically. I'm like, that reminds me of like her and Jonathan in season 2, or even her and Steve in certain moments. And I was like, I could see Carrie Fisher crushing it.
That's a really good one.
Yes.
Carrie Fisher carrying around a shoddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
Yeah.
So good.
HannahSarah.
Everyone always says, oh, Winona would be perfect, and I don't disagree, but I'm like, no, I'm picking someone else. I went with Phoebe Cates, who's in like Gremlins, Fast Times. I think she's perfection as far as like that. Her hair is the hair for me. I'm like, okay, what hair do I like the most from these?
That's a good one.
Yeah, I think she's adorable and cute, and she'd be good with the Steve that I picked. So anyway.
Yep.
Next.
I picked Brooke Shields.
Wait. Oh yes, amen.
This is a good pick.
I think
love that, actually.
I think she could do it justice.
Oh yeah.
And I think like they look very similar actually.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah,
I picked Brooke Shields. And I think she's gonna look good with my Steve Harrington. So let's go to Steve.
Oh, Brooke Shields is just anyway. Sorry, I just did a deep dive on more Brooke Shields. I'm like, yes. Gorgeous. Anyway. Who's next? What are we doing?
The
Steve
pressure on with
Harrington.
Steve, I feel, right?
Wait, what'd you say?
I said the pressure's on. I know you two have a sort of competitive rivalry over who loves Steve
For
more,
my
right?
man.
Yeah, because she's trying to take my man.
Listen, I'm gonna go get my Steve tattoo, and then what now?
Oh yeah, you're gonna get a Steve tattoo? I'm gonna tattoo him on my whole back.
You do it. I'm simple, like small. Have fun.
I'll one up you. Let's go.
Okay, go. I don't know who's going.
I'll go.
Okay.
Go for it.
I picked Rob Lowe. Very
Fantastic.
handsome in the
Hot
80s. Great hair.
for someone else, but
Great
that's
hair.
okay.
So okay.
Chef kiss. You want to go,
Mm.
Chris?
I'll go. And that's what's funny is like I feel like I'm about to pull someone from a movie Rob Lowe was in the 80s. And I feel like you also might,
Is
HannahSarah,
it
at
The
some point.
Outsiders?
It is The Outsiders. Yes. It is The
You say
Outsiders.
who I
Now,
think you're gonna. Oh, don't.
you can say who you think it's going to be, but it might not be. Just let's.
Okay.
Who do you think it's going to be?
Well, it's who I picked.
Okay. Then
Okay. You just go. You go.
I'll just go. Okay. Mine is maybe the biggest movie star ever. I picked Tom Cruise because he is in that movie. And
Yes.
in
Yeah.
the 80s specifically, he was a handsome fella. He still is, but back then too,
Like
you know, and they
80s guy?
reference, yeah, especially like in that movie, he's a handsome guy, he's charming, and like Steve references Tom Cruise movie in season 1, you know? So I'm like, okay.
Yes.
That's actually
I
pretty
felt
good.
It. I felt it. Now the budget for this would be insane,
Oh,
especially like but
definitely. No.
that's why we're just having fun theorizing.
No. That's so funny. Okay. So mine is also from The Outsiders. I went with Matt Dillon because
Oh
I love
yeah.
his hair. That's just really strictly what I went with. His
Yeah.
hair, lush. Just he definitely uses Farrah Fawcett hairspray. I just know it. So
Yep.
that's what I went with.
That is these were all great
These ones were
Steves. Oh
good. These
Yeah.
probably were my favorite.
my
Right.
gosh, we really nailed this one.
Someone needs to make like fan edits of the 3 actors as Steve now, and you can put a poll up
Yes.
somewhere.
Yeah,
So good.
that'd be great.
Like a vote. Like voting.
Okay. JB, Jonathan Byers.
Oh, I was like, oh, who? That guy.
The Beebs.
Sorry to the Jonathan lovers. It's fine.
I'll take this one.
Okay.
I picked Patrick Dempsey because when I was looking at like aesthetically in the style back then, my gosh, he dressed just like Jonathan. I mean, he was probably much cooler level than John is at, but aesthetically, I was like, oh my gosh, the vibes are there for him.
No, yeah, that's a good one. I didn't even think about that.
I
That's a
didn't
good
either.
pick. I view him as Derek Shepard from Grey's Anatomy.
Yep.
But no, yeah, but that's a good pick.
I do like that. Good one.
What is he,
I'd go next.
McDreamy?
Yeah, go next.
Yeah, I think he's McDreamy, and then Eric Dane is like McSteamy or something like that.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, McDreamy versus McSteamy. For Jonathan Byers, for me, I picked Alan Ruck, who's Cameron in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. His right-hand man who wears the Red Wings jersey. I just feel like he could play that character really well. I've also seen him at a much older age in Succession as one of the characters, and so based on those performances, I'm like, he's got a lot of range. He could probably pull it off, especially like his 80s look in Ferris Bueller. He could play the quieter, more subdued Jonathan. So yeah, I just was looking through. I was like, I could see it. So that was my pick.
I like that. I went with Christian Slater from Heathers. I enjoyed him a lot in that and feel like he could just take on that kind of like shyness to Jonathan and really kind of bring his twist to it. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed. Yeah.
We have
Not a
variety
crazy
now.
evening, but
I forgot about that dude.
that's rude.
What is he in recently? Well, I
He was
can
in that
picture him.
Spiderwick Chronicles show. I don't know
Yeah.
if you watched that. It was like a Roku original.
Let's see.
Ooh, Roku.
Christian.
I feel like I see him in something, but I don't know what it is. Brain, go get it.
Brain, go get it.
That was one of science teacher in university was like, if you ever forget something, tell your brain to go get it. We'll see if
He
it
was
works.
in Robin Hood. I forgot about that.
I know him from True Romance, which I think was like a Tarantino written movie.
Maybe that's what it is.
Okay, could be.
I was on a Tarantino kick too because I just watched Kill Bill.
Mm.
Finishing up. Oh, we got a few more. Robin Buckley.
Robin. I can go first with Robin.
Go for it.
I may mispronounce the last name, but I went with another Breakfast Club actress. I picked Ali Sheedy, who plays Allison in the Breakfast Club.
That's a great one.
I feel like her character in that movie has a lot of similarities with Robin, kind of like socially awkward at times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's honestly the main reason I picked it. So
Yeah.
I was like,
that's a good one. That was in my. She was in my my list too. That was a great one.
Thank you.
That's a good one. I picked Mary Stuart Masterson. A lot of it was just like her vibes back then, her look, her style. But yeah, I really could envision her in this. I'm spacing her name from the Goonies, the blonde. I think, yeah.
I've never seen
IMDb.
Oh no, I'm just like, I think it starts with an M. I believe too.
Madison?
No, I don't think
Michelle?
So.
Martha Plimpton?
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I had her
Shout
too.
out IMDb.
Yeah. I had her as well. So those were kind of both of my picks, mainly just the vibes and their style of.
I loved Martha in Raising Hope.
That was a good one.
I got I put down from Friday the 13th, and I might say this name wrong. Heather Langenkamp is from the OG Friday the 13th. She's the
yes.
She's the final girl in that.
Mm-hmm.
Comes back and reprises her role.
That's
so I picked her.
Yeah.
I feel like is that the first horror movie pick we have, surprisingly? I think it might be.
I think
like someone
I think it is.
I do have someone in horror, but we haven't said her yet.
We got another one coming too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, but I think she's the first one.
I like that.
Interesting.
All right. Do we want to do, because I have Billy and Eddie, do we want to do those?
Yeah, let's finish them off.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do those.
All right. I'll go first. I'll do Billy. I picked Rob Lowe. Just, yeah.
Be a great one too.
Take on just that baddie, mean brother energy, and yeah, him in a leather jacket. Yes.
I think he'd be good at that too.
Yeah, I agree. I picked someone you'd already chose, HannahSarah, from The Outsiders. I picked Matt Dillon, who plays Dallas in The Outsiders. I think that he could play. We're doing Billy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool. I want to make sure I didn't misread my notes. Yeah, I see him as Billy, especially that scene when Billy gets out and like rock you like a hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could see him stepping right into that role.
Too.
I just envision it.
That's a good one. I picked Josh Brolin from mine.
Okay.
I like that.
I like that a lot, actually.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Super good.
That is.
I feel like
all the Goonies are just going to have a reunion at this point.
Literally.
I like that one.
No, I feel like he would play that very, very well.
He would.
He's very especially like because he would look like he did back in the 80s, but especially if you look at like his career now and some of the roles he's taken on as like an adult, he's got a lot of range, so he could do that.
Yes, he could do so.
Yes. I like him for that one.
Eddie. I have a tattoo of Eddie, so
I had a tough time with this one, but
did you?
I'm gonna let one of y'all take it because I had a really tough time.
Okay, I had two that I was going with. Should I say both of them or just the one that I think the most?
Go for both. I want to know.
Okay, so my two are Keanu Reeves or Johnny Depp, but I think I'm leaning more to Keanu Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
I just love his range from Matrix to Bill and Ted, and I think it would be so fun to see him in this. Yeah,
that's a good one.
But Johnny too.
Yeah,
it'd be fun too.
But Johnny can do no wrong. Johnny plays everything so great.
Gosh,
the fact. Okay, not to derail us here. I cannot understand him playing Willy Wonka. How is that him?
So good.
Like I just, my brain cannot process it every time.
I love it so much.
See, for Johnny Depp growing up, I just thought that he looked like Captain Jack Sparrow, and so when I actually saw him, like, outside of that makeup and get up, I was like, that's Johnny Depp. And then you're right, when he was Willy Wonka, I didn't realize that was him until years later when I was older. I was like,
Yeah.
what
Is this man?
I don't even know where that voice comes from.
Yeah,
Ew,
nuts.
yeah. I think besides Pirates, because that'll always be like my Johnny role for him, I love him in Edward Scissorhands and
Yes.
Sweeney Todd. Like
Sweeney
that's just-
Todd.
oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
That
And
one's
Jamie
great.
in it. Anyway, that's how I got introduced to
Yeah.
Jamie before Twilight, but yeah. I love it.
Oh my God, you're an OG Jamie Stan. Literally.
Shut up.
Literally. She knew him before all of us.
Oh,
listen.
man.
Anyway, move on.
Who are we on? Oh, we're on Eddie.
Eddie.
I'm just going to get mine over with because I don't like mine, but I put Judd Nelson from The Breakfast Club.
Anyway,
Okay.
just kidding.
Not terrible in my opinion,
That's
really.
not bad.
I really didn't know who to put. I just remembered him being like, obviously very abrasive, and at times a little bit like, manic when he was going to toad with the principal. So yeah, don't judge me for that one, guys.
Honestly. I like the pick.
Good. It's
You don't have to be nice. You can just say what you feel here. We're in a safe space.
Okay.
For me, I took an interesting route this because I know for sure one of you has already said this actor. I don't remember if both of you did, but I actually chose River Phoenix. I was thinking like the young Indiana Jones version of the character because he was just so effortlessly cool as young Indy. And I feel like that's kind of what Eddie is. And he's like a guiding light to like the younger members of the Hellfire Club. And I think he could really pull it off, throw him in a wig as well. And one of those vests. I think River Phoenix could do it.
That'd be perfect.
River was so great. So good.
I don't know why, but I also thought Heath Ledger could also. I just thought of this Heath Ledger as Eddie.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I see it even in like their face. Like if you put a side by side,
Yeah.
like, their jaws match up.
Like
That's actually really good.
Curly hair and what is it? 10 Things I Hate About You.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Gosh, one of my favorites.
Actually, I'm going to cut what I just said. You guys, I picked Heath Ledger. I just think that facially his face structure matches up to Joseph Quinn.
Yeah.
Throw on a wig.
Sarah picked it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I forgot about that one. I was like, yeah.
That was a really great one.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. That'll be the last compliment you get from me today, but whatever.
Okay. Now we can go into the adults.
Let's go to the adults.
The adults.
That's
kind of their age, but it doesn't matter. We'll rope them in.
Let's start with Karen Wheeler, only because this is the one that I was actually very proud of. Because I picked Farrah Fawcett. Same vibes.
Solid.
I think she could deliver solid. Especially, I would love to see, my pick was Brooke Shields for Nancy. So I would love to see both of them have that countertop scene in season 3, which is one of my favorite scenes ever. And honestly, it makes me excited for Stranger Things: The First Shadow, because I want to see what happens to Mrs. Wheeler.
Yeah, for this one I had 2. I'm still really torn. I might just say both.
Go for it.
So I actually had Julia Roberts initially. I know you, Cubbie, you had said that earlier for another character, but I was thinking like Meg Ryan could totally do this, specifically like When Harry Met Sally. I know that was like 1989. Yeah. She's more of like a 90s star, really, but I feel like she could pull it off, especially with like the curly blonde hair for going off like looks, especially later on with Karen Wheeler. But I feel like she could play that personality well, be a good mother and have the jokes when she needs to. And imagine her in the scenes with Billy in season 2. I'm like, I could see it.
Oh, that's a good, yeah.
I did kind of go the Julia Roberts route too, but I was also leaning towards Kathleen Turner, mainly because of her style and her hair back then. I was just like, yes, all that. And I'd love to see the Billy interaction too. It'd be so good. So good.
That's a great one.
Thanks.
I had the most fun with the adults probably because there were like, I don't want to spoil, but there's a couple that I really am proud of here.
Yeah. There's one. Yeah. One I really like. Yes.
Let's
There's There's two. Yeah,
Let's
two.
jump to Joyce.
This one
Joyce
was
Byers.
hard. I have
This one.
no reason behind this one. I went with the girl who plays Carrie, Sissy. I'm gonna butcher her last name. Spake something. Yeah.
Spacek.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Spacek. That's what I just went. She just got that very motherly vibe to me, and
That's
it was
actually
a
not
very
bad.
interesting one for me. I was like, I don't know.
I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad either.
But okay. Anyway, you can leave. Listen.
Chris, who you got?
I got Karen Allen, who plays Marion Ravenwood in Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. And her and Indiana Jones, I've always viewed as like the Jopper, relationship. And so I think that her and the way that she like stands up for herself and is not afraid to say what's on her mind to like Indy. I see that with the character of Joyce, specifically with Hopper. So I was like, this would just be awesome. So
that's a great one.
I won't spoil things later, but I love that. I love that so much.
Okay.
I love it so much.
I picked Sigourney Weaver for mine.
Fantastic.
I think she would make a great Joyce. And I will say this, Winona was like the huge selling point, I think, for season 1. Like she played, am I sane or am I crazy? Are all these things happening in my head? She played it so well, and I think that was a huge part of why season 1 was so successful. And I think Sigourney could do that too. Yeah. And I loved her in Alien.
Yeah, and if you're going off the fan cast we put together, it's like her relationship with Eleven, Ripley and Newt from Aliens.
Yeah.
Could be.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cite your source, supporting evidence. There you go.
Do Hopper.
All right, we got Big Daddy Hopper.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, I do have 2 for this, but there's one that's just, in my opinion, the obvious choice. So I'll say my other one first. I went with Kurt Russell for my first choice. I love him in Overboard. He's just a stellar actor. I feel like he could really do those funny bits that, Hopper does with Eleven and Mike and, all those fun things, and have a nice, tender relationship with Joyce. But I ultimately just landed on Harrison Ford for that role. I don't need to say anything for him. He's just one of my favorite actors. I've known him since I was a kid, so maybe I'm being biased, but yeah, that was my solid choice.
Solid choice.
It is.
Man, it's so solid that I actually have Kurt Russell as well. that's who I have written down. Yeah, I have Kurt Russell mainly because of like his role as Snake Plissken, in what's that movie called? Escape from New York, I think. Mm-hmm. And then you got him in like Big Trouble in Little China, and he definitely is super charming and charismatic, kind of snarky in his roles, and I feel like he could, be Hopper. But you said Harrison Ford, that's perfect. I'm going to throw another audible in here. Hopefully this isn't your pick, Cubbie, but Bruce Willis could do it. Really, I mean, you think
he
John
would do
McClane.
Great.
Specifically 1988 Die Hard John McClane, like that. I see Hopper in him when I rewatch that movie every Christmas. So
that's a good one.
A good one.
I like it.
I picked Tom Selleck.
Oh,
I think
solid
stashes there. Going off of daddy vibes there.
Stashes.
Yeah. I think he would do a great Hopper.
That'd be good.
Although I have to say, the only thing I really know Tom Selleck from is Monica Geller's boyfriend from Friends. That's it. Other than that, I don't really know.
What's crazy about that poll for Tom Selleck is that he was like the original Indiana Jones, like cast in the role, and then he had to like step away. I think.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Or something. So that's crazy. Like Harrison Ford, Tom Selleck, both.
I know.
Yeah.
Got all the.
Dang. That's why they call you film stock, because you're stocked with all that knowledge, bro.
Oh man. That's funny.
Oh man. Oh gosh.
All right.
Who's next?
Hey, we only got a few more left. Papa.
Oh, let's skip. Mine's terrible.
How bad is it?
I don't know. This one was really hard to go off of.
I'm just gonna be honest. I went off aesthetics.
Oh, did you?
I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
I literally, if you look at my search history, Silver Foxes in the 80s. That's what it is. I picked Paul Newman. That's all I got.
Ooh, good one.
Good
That is
one.
good. I can see
I
it.
picked Terrence Stamp, which I just know him from Haunted Mansion. Those creepy vibes and just like yeah, and just the hair. I'm just like, who had white hair in the 80s? Just kidding, I didn't search that, but yeah.
It's okay. You can admit it.
Listen,
That's literally what I did. I literally had no idea how to search for this. So
it's
Silver
hard.
Foxes in
Just
the 80s.
chat GPT it. Just who
Yeah.
would play?
Why not? So I had Julian Glover, who plays Walter Donovan in Last Crusade and General Veers in The Empire Strikes Back. Maybe a little young for the role, but
Nice.
if we were going like real, like the person that came to mind is not really an 80s actor, but it was Peter Cushing, who plays Grand Moff Tarkin in the original Star Wars. So that would be perfect. But
that is a good one.
Julian Glover is who I ended up
I like
on,
that.
so.
You know what? Those weren't bad papas.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
Not too bad.
Yeah. Papa
I just
can hear me.
like I can't see anyone else but Matthew. Honestly, like, he just plays that role so well. So it's like trying to find someone to match that energy was really hard.
We could just say him. He was an 80s.
I know he was.
Yeah.
I picked Matthew.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize how closely affiliated he was with the Brat Pack. Like, okay, I learned something new. I didn't know that. Papa don't preach. Amen. Just all these Papa songs are coming to my head. Vecna. Henry.
Yeah.
One.
This one was also kind of hard.
I really liked mine. I picked Sean Penn.
Okay. I like that.
Solid. I'm going to write that too.
Yeah, write that down. HannahSarah, who'd you pick?
I don't know if he's a British actor. He's sadly not here anymore either. But it's Julian Sands, who I know him from Warlock, but that one was really based on just like his energy, the vibes, the look. But yeah, and yeah, Vecna can be British. That's what I'm gonna do.
Why not?
Yeah, his was tough.
Yeah, this was tough. A hard one for me. I went with Vincent D'Onofrio, who's in Full Metal Jacket. Very young. Obviously, he's King Kong now and like Daredevil, but he was around back in the 80s acting, and there's one shot and a still from that movie that's like super creepy, where he's doing like one of those like dead stares in the camera, and I was like, that looks kind of like Henry. So
that's a great one, actually.
Love that.
Thank you.
Yeah. This one was hard.
That was a very difficult one.
Yeah, that was hard.
Creepy 80s actors. And
like, I don't know. Tough.
I can only imagine what our search histories are. Trying to pull these up.
No. All right.
Murray. Last one, right?
I'm really excited about this one, but
this is my favorite as well. My favorite pick.
Okay, y'all start us off. One of y'all start us off.
Okay. I'll do it.
Go for it.
I picked Christopher Lloyd, Doc Brown from Back to the Future.
That's a good one.
And I love him. And I could, Murray's kind of spastic, and so like his comedy would just work. And great Scott. I feel like Doc Brown, Christopher Lloyd could just pull this off totally.
That's a great one.
Yeah, that's the one I was the most proud of.
I love that.
That's a good one. Yes.
I picked Jeff Goldblum. I just adore his sarcastic funniness. My favorite is just him in Jurassic Park. I love the funny sarcasticness he brings. So I think Murray would be definitely in his element to just.
I would love to see Jeff Goldblum react to Erica's liners in season 3.
Oh
yes. I'm 10, you bald bastard. How would Jeff react to that? That's a good one.
He would do a little stuttering, his signature.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are solid. I picked Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
That's a nice
only because I'm running off of like the Joker, and I think Murray's facial expressions and Jack would line up pretty well.
Yeah, I like that.
Little eccentric.
Yeah, it could be like a creepy Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Woo.
We made it to kind of the end. The only one I have left is Erica. Sorry, girl.
Yeah,
I'll say mine. I picked Kim Fields. I picked Tootie.
Oh,
Different
yeah.
Strokes. Facts of Life.
I picked Keisha from Crosby Show.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought she's sassy and perfect for Erica. She was tough to pick too, but
Yeah, it's so crazy how I was surprisingly tough on some of these.
mm-hmm.
I agree. I had to do some research for sure.
I know. I'm like, ooh. Yeah.
This may have taken up my
whole day.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. I guess because like we like especially like us, we have like a huge working knowledge of the show and the cast. So I think trying to go back and figure out which actor you think would do them justice,
Yeah, it's
you
really
know,
hard.
it's kind of tough.
I think we did really great.
Yeah, I think we ended up having a pretty good bit of variety in the end there. I was like, we're just going to all have the same people, aren't we? And then it ended up
the first
in,
5 seconds, I was like, well.
Yeah, once we got to the adults, we like really expanded out of the Goonies universe.
We really thought about it. We're like, oh, move on from Goonies and
yeah.
So no, we had solid picks. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let these listeners vote. Maybe throw up like our rosters and see who they pick.
That gives me anxiety, but okay.
And if y'all don't pick me, y'all are blocked.
Just kidding.
Making a graphic of that with like everyone would look really cool. I don't know how much that'd be a lot of work probably, but
you could just do like, I mean, character by character is kind of a lot too, but you could just
throw in pictures.
Yeah,
we could do it. That'd be cool too. See who everybody votes for.
I'm not editing this.
Yeah, Hannah's talking because it's gonna come to me.
You're welcome. Anyway.
Chris, what are you excited for 5? When do you think we're gonna get a trailer? That's been our running question.
May.
Yeah.
I'm hoping May. Because I
would love that.
Because they have that Netflix big event coming. Sucks, but I think that.
Wait, which Netflix event?
It's the
Tudum.
Yeah.
Tudum. Yeah, Tudum. I think it's May 31st this year, which is sort of basically the very end of the month.
Isn't there okay? I'd have to look at this, but I think on one of the calendars there's like a date marked in May.
Oh, I think I saw that. I didn't know if it was legit or not. It was like I saw like a Twitter user put out like there's certain days on the Stranger Things calendar that are marked.
One of those is May.
Calendar. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll have to peek at mine and see if it's on there. I have a 2025 Netflix shop, but then I think would they put that on there? I mean, would they let fans speculate?
I hope we get something in March too, because it's Will's birthday.
I think they kind of have to act fast because like I obviously won't say anything, but I know there's things running wild on Twitter. I've been muting like accounts and words, and my friends are like, "Dude, all this stuff's coming out," and I'm like, "I don't want to see it."
Exactly.
But, I feel like Netflix and Stranger Things will have to act soon just to get ahead of things that might come out. Because Netflix in particular, like they're like a lot of their stuff gets leaked, like Cobra Kai, Arcane, and so they got to get ahead of it.
So I don't understand the leaks. I don't what does it benefit anybody knowing?
That cool like credit, like, oh, I'm leaking it. I'm like, cool, like that's awful. I'm like, the cast and the crew, they work so hard, and it's like we're taking that away from them by exposing all of it. I'm just like, ugh.
And it's like these people who already have like maybe like a storyline or like a plot figured out. I'm like, that's gonna ruin it. You're probably gonna already anticipate it, see it coming.
Yeah,
like it ruins the whole thing.
Yeah.
The worst is like when one of the major trades will like put out an article spoiling something because they'll have the early screenings of like a movie, for example, and they'll like spoil all the big reveals. Like they do it with a lot of Marvel movies specifically, which I know isn't Stranger Things, but still,
it's the worst.
It's not like a breaking news; it's just a spoiler. breaking news, and it's just like a spoiler for the movie.
That's the worst, man. Especially when you don't see it coming. Like, and then I'm like a really big I read like comments on every video. And so when people go and spoil it in the comments, I'm like, what
Like,
the
shut
heck?
up.
What the heck was that for?
Mm-hmm.
Or like when I'm watching something, I'll like be reacting to it. They're like, "Oh my gosh, have you gotten to the part where blah blah?" I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like,
Hmm.
no, I haven't watched it yet. Oh, it makes me
Yep.
so mad. Like,
But it's also like you only get one time to watch the show.
mm-hmm.
One time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like experience it at the fullest, not knowing what's coming, not knowing who's getting unalived. Like, don't ruin it for yourself. You're gonna suck the fun
Yeah,
right out of it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fun like theorizing. I've always enjoyed
Yeah.
doing that with all movies and shows.
Yeah.
So I've had fun doing that with this and trying to connect some dots. But I always know that they're going to have, no matter what could potentially come out, right? They'll always have something up their sleeves. I feel the
Yeah.
Duffers. And so, like, if something does get out and I accidentally see it, like I'll gaslight myself and be like, I didn't see that. I've done that with movies before. I'll see
Yep.
like a scene from the end of a movie, I'll be like, nope, and then I'll watch it, and as it happens, be like, so it was true, but
Yeah.
I will like hide it away.
Yeah. It's hard.
I mean, sometimes that's what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta gaslight yourself, you know?
You gotta do what you gotta do.
So funny. Yeah.
So I'm hoping we get something soon.
Yeah. Like when they were starting to show like Dustin last year of like pictures,
Mhm.
my one friend, he was there for that scene. He was just like, Ross said, okay, they're seeing this, we got to get that picture out. And that's when they took the picture of Dustin and put it out. I'm like, okay, let's do that. Like, let's come on,
Yeah.
guys. It's everyone. I'm like, I just do something. It's yeah.
Yeah. That's the
I wish
worst.
they would, and Netflix would maybe market more in advance for some of their stuff. I know their models like waiting till closer to release, but I would just take the release date right now, like the official release date would be great.
Yeah.
Like a poster with it,
Yeah.
something like that's fine with me. I don't need like a teaser or trailer yet. I'm like, just something like that. Last scene thing was great, but I'm like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want a
Well, like
date or something.
a
So,
release date would be perfect. And then
Yeah.
maybe I would say like a teaser, a trailer in the summer leading into
'cause
it.
usually we get posters first ish
Mhm.
sometimes, and then teases and trailers, but like anything.
Yeah, like with season 4, they were dropping like teasers well in advance,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they did a bunch of them, like
Yeah.
quick little things. And so that's what confuses me is I don't know why we don't just have a little thing. It could be
Something.
mainly voiceover, with just
Mhm.
recycled shots from past seasons. But even then, I feel like they could put a little something together. Maybe in March they'll do it for like Will Byers' birthday.
Yeah.
I
That's
hope
what I'm
so.
hoping. Just a
I think
little
that'd be
something.
perfect.
I know. I'm like,
But yeah. Do you guys feel pretty nerded out right now?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Always.
had a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was great.
Yeah.
It was very challenging at times. There were a lot of people I didn't know who could fit in their shoes, but
Yeah.
yeah, I liked hearing everybody's perspective. And
Yeah.
we will have a vote. We'll do like I don't know. We'll do like an Instagram poll or something. I'll put everybody's rosters or something, and we can do a
Woohoo.
vote.
What you should do is also you shouldn't put our like names. You should just put 1, 2, and 3.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I've been on polls before, and people will be like biased to
Yeah.
whoever.
I'm gonna vote for this.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is my favorite person, so I'm gonna vote for them
Yeah.
or whatever.
Don't
Yeah.
put this.
And if you guys are listening to this and then going to the poll,
Yeah.
just know I'm on my 12th reason. So if I get last,
It's because of you.
yes,
Or
it's
you could-
very close.
Yeah, I don't know. Never mind. I was like, oh, put it out before you put this out. But then I was like, then it wouldn't be as fun to listen to. So don't
Yeah,
do that.
true.
Never mind.
Well, you know what? We'll drop this Wednesday. We'll drop these episodes Wednesday. We'll try to get it out Thursday right after, so give people time to listen. But yeah, that'll be good. That'll be fun.
I
agree.
originally was going to just do this as like a reel, but then I was like, oh, wait, I'm going to go ask them if they want to make it into a podcast. So I'm like, this is better. Way more.
Yeah, it's good long form because it makes for conversation and like the different perspectives.
Yeah.
Super good.
It's one of the very few great ideas HannahSarah's had. But you know what? It paid off.
You know what? I'm leaving.
You all set?
I'm gonna go eat my tacos now. Jeez. I'm starving.
All right, you guys. This was a great episode. Chris, tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at Filmstocked on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter as well. I guess I'm over there, or X, whatever you call it. But no, yeah, I talk movies, TV, Stranger Things, all that jazz, and it was real fun being on. So thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
Absolutely. We're so lucky.
Yeah.
We're so lucky you came here.
It was a pleasure to be here. I will be excited to check out the episode and see who wins the poll.
Not Cubbie.
Again, you guys, I'm on my 12th reason. You guys can follow HannahSarah at official HannahSarah. Where?
On TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. Don't follow me on X. There's nothing cool over there. Nothing cool over there. Actually, it's not even that name, so it doesn't matter. Good luck.
And you guys can follow me at Cubbie Collects, and it's Cubbie, not Cubby. I'm not a drawer. Cubbie Collects. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. It's all there. You guys are the best. We hope you had a great time. And for right now, I think that's all we got.